as I said, let's do a practical exercise before we explore fusion more conceptually. It's just so happens that this talk on fusion is actually followed by an interview that I did with Russ Harris on the topic of defusion. So I'm really keen for you guys to listen to that, as there's a lot of great practical strategies that he talks about. But let's use this example. Great way to explain fusion to clients. So in this exercise, as I said, adopted from Russ Harris, in this exercise, what we're doing is writing down. So you can do this yourself, and you can invite clients to do it. So what we do is to write down on a piece of paper. Grab a piece of paper if you can do it. I invite you to do it, as we've said, and just see if you can write down some of the negative or unhelpful things that your mind has been kind of, speaking to you lately. Things that your mind has kind of been, playing through. Kind of like if your mind was a radio station. What are some of the negative tunes that it's sort of been playing? And this might be in the form of worries that you might notice, judgments you might have about yourself. It could be fears about the future, or even kind of regrets or kind of beating you up over the past. Just see if you can kind of write down some of the things your mind sort of might be telling you, and put that down on a piece of paper. Pause it for a second here, as I always invite you to, and just actually write down a couple things. You might notice, for example, your mind says, I'm never going to get all this ACT stuff, or this makes sense, but I don't know how to do it with a client. Or it might be completely unrelated to this. It might be your mind might be saying, I'm just thinking, it could be a criticism like, I've put on too much weight, over the winter, and I'm never going to lose it. Something like that, something that your mind is sort of saying. Now, keep that paper in front of you and imagine. Now, let's just sort of step back. If you've already written down your thoughts, step back and just imagine that all around you right now was all the people that you cared about. Let's imagine that around you was all the people that you cared about. Who would be there? Just kind of picture, just sort of look around your room and picture who would be there, if everyone you cared about was, here, symbolically here, in the room with you right now, even literally here. And let's imagine not only the people you care about, but let's kind of add to that the important things that the important things that you enjoy doing. Let's put those first. So kind of, think about things that you enjoy. Maybe it's a particular hobby or a sport or being out in nature. Just kind of imagine seeing that kind of activity or that object, kind of set somewhere. Like it could be a picture of it, or just sort of the essence of that somewhere in the room. And you've got the people you love, the things that are important to you. And even see if you can add into this image the important things that you need to do in your life at the moment, things that are a part of your life that are necessary to do. That could be like raising your kids, or spending time with your parents, or contact. Anything that is important to do. From simple things, even like driving to work, or going to work. All these things. Now, in other words, your life is around you, and here on the paper are your thoughts. What we have here is what we're doing is almost a physical representation of the vertical line of the ACT matrix, right? In the sense that we have the external world to experience, and we've got our internal world on this piece of paper. So what I want you to do now is to grab that piece of paper in your hands, like grab that paper and hold it with two hands. And I'm just going to grab a piece of paper here. I want you to grab this piece of paper, and I want you to hold it with two hands and bring it right up to your eyes. Like all those words, I want you to sort of bring it right up here, and just hold the paper tightly and hold it right up here. Now, with the paper up here, don't worry if you can't see the screen. That's the purpose of this exercise. With the paper up here, just notice as you're holding it there like that. Remember, everything else is around you. Notice how much of those things that are around you, the people you love, the things that are important to do, the things that you have to do in your life, notice how much of that you miss out on. Notice how much of that you would miss out on, especially if you carried your thoughts like this, every day for years. Notice how much of that you'd be missing out on. Secondly, notice when you're holding your thoughts like this, when you hold your thoughts like this, notice how hard it is to actually engage with what's around, to actually, be a part of it. And lastly, notice how hard it is to take action towards those things that are around, to talk to the people that you love, or to even hear them, to go for a walk in nature with your thoughts like this. Imagine doing that with your thoughts like this. Now, let the paper just rest on your lap for a second. Still here, let it rest on your lap. So there it is, just let it rest. Free up your hands. And now, with the paper resting here, notice how much more you can see, how much more you can take in. Notice how much more you can engage, you can participate in what's going around. And lastly, notice how much more you can take action to do the things, how much more free your hands are to do the things that you want to be doing.